Hi, I'm Carly. Welcome back to Farmer Analytics. A couple weeks ago, I put up a video telling you all the projects that we have going on before winter. And that included 6 different things that we are working on, getting together before the snow flies, before we get stuck under a lot of snow and can't work on them anymore. So I'm gonna go around the farm and show you the progress on all our projects. The first project is the sawmill. So we finally have boards up on the mill tracks, and we have the tracks installed as well, and the mill is on. So we are super excited. This is put together now. However, you'll notice that the engine is missing. That is because when we started it up, everything started right up, and then we realized that the engine had a crack in it and it was leaking oil. So we are waiting on a new engine for this machine, and we will hopefully be milling some logs soon. The barn build is the next on our list, and we had some stone delivered here, and I'll bring you up and show you how we started to build out the foundation for this barn addition. So with this, we were able to raise up this side at least a foot or so and start to level out this area. The next step is to start putting the beams down. So we're going to be using 3 beams that are going to outline this, and that will be the foundation of the new barn area. That shed is still way down there. That is not a project that we have gotten to yet. However, we have worked on moving some of this dirt all the way up here so that we can build up a foundation for that shed as well. So before we can bring that shed all the way up here, we want to build up this area so that it's a nice flat area for the shed to sit, and also to raise it up a little bit because it does get pretty wet out here. We are actually had pretty dry summer, and we're in a pretty severe drought at one point. So it's as dry as it's gonna get up here, but in the spring, we totally expect this to flood out. And we end up with all sorts of streams and creeks that flow through here. So we are picking this area because it should stay decently dry, and by raising it up a bit, we should also ensure that it stays decently dry. So lots of dirt has been added up here. Trees have been removed, and we're really making a good area for this shed to sit soon. While we're up here, we should go check on our mushroom logs. We have collected so many mushrooms off of these logs over the past month or so. These logs we inoculated, I think at this point 2 years ago, and they just keep producing, which is super cool. You can actually see the inoculation holes where we drilled and then put those inoculated pegs into these logs still. I don't see any mushrooms today. There's leftovers of one. There's one here. And then we have another tree of mushroom logs over here. Here's some. Okay, now that I'm completely sidetracked, let's head back to another project. Another project that we've been working on indoors is the walk-in cool room. And this is basically an insulated room that will be run on a CoolBot system, and we'll be able to keep vegetables and anything else we need in long-term storage in here, or in longer-term storage in here, and be able to keep it nice and cold. So basically a couple more sheets of plywood need to go over this insulation here on this back wall. A little bit of electrical wiring needs to happen for a light to go in up here. And then we have our cutout here for the actual air conditioning unit to sit in. Most of the wood has been stacked and put away at this point, so we're thrilled that that project is basically done at this point for us, and we can keep focusing on other ones, but we will stay nice and toasty this winter. And last but not least, I have started moving things into the lab, onto the new counter space. And this is super exciting. We have our microscope, we have a centrifuge, we have an organizer that I still need to fill up, and all sorts of other stuff on the other end. And I couldn't be more happy. This is a huge change from working off of a little fold-out table, and really makes this feel like it's really coming together in lab. We just had our first DIY fecal egg counting course a couple nights ago, and this was super exciting. It brings me so much joy to connect with you all and to teach you something that I am truly passionate about. So if you're interested in checking out the DIY fecal egg counting course for sheep, goat, and cattle, check it out on my website, farmeranalytics.com, and I will be releasing some new course dates very, very soon. So keep an eye out for that, or join the wait list, join the newsletter, and thanks so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time.